The story of Rurouni Kenshin is often framed as a vow, a promise never to kill again. But vows don't erase the past. You can't talk about Rurouni Kenshin without talking about the action. And not just because it looks cool, but because it's narrative. Kenji Tanigaki doesn't choreograph fights, he choreographs character. Kenshin's footwork is light, circulative and evasive. Shishio walks like a tank. Saito moves like a spear, direct, piercing thrusts. Sojiro is wind, soft, fast and unpredictable. And then Anishi is chaos, explosive, ragged and emotional. Every style reflects psychology. The differences between the anime action and Kenshin action. So in the anime you have exaggerated motion, speed lines and impossible flips. And then in the Kenshin films we have real human speed, camera motivated energy, rhythmic momentum and authentic blade weight. Tanigaki slows down anime ideas until they become cinematic ones. Kenshin's disappear-reappear strike becomes fast footwork and well-timed cuts. Sojiro's weightless dodge becomes micro-bounces on the heel. Shishio's tank-like force becomes heavy, shoulder-driven swings. This is how you adapt anime to cinema, not by copying moves, but by translating intention. And then there's action as emotional expression. For the examples, Kenshin vs Saito, with the past refusing to die. Kenshin vs Sojiro, which is innocence corrupted. Kenshin vs Shishio is ideology versus ideology. Kenshin vs Anishi is trauma versus trauma. And then Kenshin versus the assassins in the beginning is disassociation and emptiness. The fights are not just set pieces, they're emotional monologues. We've touched on themes, but now we're going to go deeper. The films understand something profound. Atonement is not the same as being forgiven. Atonement is an action, not a result. Kenshin doesn't seek forgiveness. He seeks not to repeat his sins. This is historically grounded. Many real Isshin Shishi members lived quiet, guilt-ridden lives in the Meiji era. Violence creates orphans, literally and symbolically. Kenshin was orphaned by bandits. Tomoe was orphaned by Kenshin. Inishi was orphaned by Tomoe's death. And Kaoru becomes a symbol of rebuilding home. The Meiji Restoration orphaned an entire nation. Not literally, emotionally. Everyone lost something. Weapons, identity, social class, purpose, loved ones, and a familiar world. The Kenshin films channel that collective loss. Kenshin wants to reinvent himself, but the world won't let him. Every villain in the series is basically a ghost of the Bakumatsu. Shishio, the burned remnant of political purges. Aoshi, the abandoned protectors of the old ways. Inishi, the personal wreckage of assassination. And then Saito, the old guard repurposed for a new age. The Meiji government wanted a clean break, but history doesn't work that way. The Kenshin films understand that. The sakabatō isn't a quirky blade, it's a declaration. I will use the tools of violence to stop violence, and pray that I never relapse. It is a perfect reflection of Meiji Japan, a modern nation built on a foundation of violence, trying to become peaceful without forgetting what it did to get there. Let's be real. Anime adaptations have a reputation, and not a good one. They're usually tonally confused, visually noisy, reliant on bad CGI, and trying to mimic animation in live action, and afraid to change anything even when the medium demands change. So why does Rurouni Kenshin succeed where so many others stumble? It understands that adaptation doesn't always mean translation. Most adaptations try to copy the anime. Kenshin's films interpret it. They ask, what's the emotional core of this scene? What's the character's interiority? What is the story actually about? What does this moment mean in a historical sense? How would a real actor express this feeling? How does the camera support that expression? They go for equivalence, not replication. Anime Kenshin might flip, fly and sparkle. Live action Kenshin dances through space like a fighter with decades of embodied muscle memory. It's the same intention, translated through physics instead of drawing. The films love the source, but don't worship it. Otomo and Tanigaki respect the manga, but they're not afraid to shift events, condense arcs, remove more side characters, move emotional beats, alter the choreography, and restructure the narrative flow. Because they're making cinema, not a best of moments compilation. This is why the beginning works so well. It's faithful to the manga's emotions, not its pacing. And this is the big secret. The filmmakers treat Kenshin like a historical epic that just happens to have anime origins. Every costume looks handmade. Every alley feels dusty. Every sword has weight, and every town feels lived in. There's a belief in the world, a lived-in texture. Tonally, the films are closer to 13 Assassins, Twilight Samurai, and When the Last Sword is Drawn, than to any anime adaptation ever made. The cast are actors first and characters second. Sato doesn't act like anime Kenshin. He plays Kenshin Himura as a human being, gentle, traumatized, soft-spoken, and never once winking at the audience. Shishio isn't a cool villain, he's a traumatized political victim radicalized by betrayal. Inishi isn't a final boss, he's a man drowning in grief. Everyone in this world acts as if they were pulled out of the Meiji era and dropped on set. That grounded humanity is rare, and it's what elevates the Kenshin films to another level. At the centre of all 5 films lies a deceptively simple question. Can a man of violence ever truly become a man of peace? Kenshin's entire identity is built around this paradox. Kenshin is not a pacifist. He doesn't reject violence entirely. He rejects killing. He's willing to fight, to bleed, to use skill, speed, reflex, training, but to kill again would be to admit that my vow changed nothing. So he walks the tightrope between warrior, protector, survivor, trauma victim, redeemed man, and living legend. And the films never give him an easy answer. The reverse blade sword symbolises restraint, accountability, awareness of consequence, commitment to non-lethal justice, and the belief that people can change. It's a sword that forces Kenshin to work harder, to dodge more, to seek alternatives, to disarm instead of defeat. The sakabato turns every fight into an ethical dilemma, which is why it's so much more than a gimmick. It's philosophical hardware. Kenshin's vow is impossible. He knows it, we know it, and yet he keeps going, because the films are about trying, not succeeding. trying to improve, trying to atone, trying to be gentle in a world built on steel. This is why Kenshin resonates. He is a political weapon trying to learn how to be human. And why this matters today more than anything, Kenshin represents a radical idea. You are not defined by the worst version of yourself, but by the version you choose to become. That message is timeless. This saga didn't just set a new bar, it changed the entire landscape of anime adaptations. Since Kenshin's 2012 debut, studios have noticeably shifted: better stunt work, more grounded tone, less cartoonish design, more respect for the source's themes, willingness to restructure plots, focus on authentic acting, cinematography-driven action. You can see the influence in productions like Blade of the Immortal, Kingdom, and even Netflix adaptations are trying harder. Keyword trying. The Kenshin films raised expectations, and why the fans call it the perfect adaptation. Because it checks all the boxes. Faithful to the characters, beautifully shot, expertly choreographed, emotionally nuanced, historically grounded, intelligently restructured, performances that elevate the material, and themes that hit harder in live action than animation. It's not perfect in the literal sense, but in spirit, yes! This is as close to anime to film adaptations have ever come to greatness. No other adaptation has attempted, let alone succeeded, in crafting a 5-part epic spanning an origin tragedy, a redemption journey, a political thriller, a personal revenge tale, a national crisis, a love story, and a moral deconstruction. It's cinematic ambition on a scale adaptations rarely ever reach. At its heart, the Rurouni Kenshin saga is about one idea. The past doesn't disappear when the era changes, but neither does the future. The Meiji restoration is the perfect backdrop because it mirrors Kenshin's soul, a nation born from blood, desperate to move forward, haunted by what it became, clinging to the hope of reinvention. Kenshin is the embodiment of that era. A warrior searching for peace in a time that no longer needs warriors. And the films treat this philosophy with respect, with tragedy, with humility, with cinematic elegance. This is why the adaptation is beloved. Not because it looks cool, but because it feels honest. It takes a story about swords and turns it into a story about humanity. It asks, what does it mean to change? What does it mean to forgive? What does it mean to live with yourself? What does it mean to protect others without losing your soul? These films answer, you try, and you keep trying. That's Rurouni Kenshin. That's why it endures. And that, my friends, is why the Rurouni Kenshin live action films are the closest thing we've ever had to a perfect adaptation. Not because they copied the anime, but perfect because they understand the soul of it. They took the heart of Kenshin's story, the trauma, the history, romance, guilt, redemption, and they forged something new, something sharper, something truer, something that feels like it belongs on the big screen. If you're new to this channel, welcome to NerdyBoiJay, where we unsheath cinema frame by frame, and if you've been here for a while, you're the real MVPs. The Kaoru to my dojo, the Sanosuke to my ramen bill, the Saito to my I've seen enough. Smash that like button like Shishio smashing political stability, subscribe like you're pledging loyalty to the Meiji government, and as always, you don't need a sakabatō to fight your battles, just the will to keep walking forward. I'll see you in the next one.